Tick, tock, tick. Who would have thought such a little watch could have gotten me into such deep trouble? Surrounded by three drop-dead gorgeous, make that gorgeous and not so drop, but very dead dames. It all started when my longtime pal, Susan Baxter, a crime scene photographer with the local PD, told me about hypnosis being used effectively to uncover suppressed memories.
That's pretty interesting stuff, though.
She demonstrated a technique she learned on me.
Can you do that with anybody?
And got me to remember a forgotten detail of a case.
They have to be open. You can't force it on anybody. Put them at ease. You can get them to do a lot.
Pretty effective stuff, though. Where'd you learn it?
A lot of practice.
How far can you go with it?
As far as you want.
How far have you been?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Guess that means it's none of my business.
I'm done.
You're not mad, are you?
The traditional PI gig was running a little thin, so I got into forensic memory retrieval as a new form of making a living. Once the word got out that I was the boy for your TikTok memory trip,
Hi, Jack.
the dames just couldn't line up fast enough.
Hi.
They knew I could do it, and they needed to have it done. Like a light bulb needs a screw. You know, when you try to hold soup in your hands, you get a bowl or you get burned. I was a bowl, baby, and no one was getting burned. Or so we thought. Stare at the watch. Once I realized that locating suppressed memories and making suggestions for new behaviors was like changing channels on a 2-channel TV, well, I was overcome by what I'm gonna call the great male collective unconscious, or lack of conscience, as the case may be. And you know, I can help you. And in my case, the temptation of all these hot, high society babes, all looking for their morals, or where they'd lost track of them, was just too overwhelming.
You know I love to watch.
They were looking for past traumas to make their petty bourgeois lives seem more exciting. Cuckolding the guys who were funding the expensive therapy I was providing for their young, troubled wives just seemed like the right thing to do in my inner male reptilian brain. Once I got them under, all I had to do was utter the magic word, Kuala Lumpur. And suddenly, when these beautiful women looked at me, they saw every fantasy man they ever imagined, all wrapped into one completely edible package. And who was I to resist? Another magic word, and they forgot everything, pleasantly remembering only that we had a particularly productive session. Yeah, it was productive, all right. Reproductive. So I knew I'd gotten myself into a tight spot, with a bunch of young trophy wives who may or may not be carrying my children. Let's just say the whole suggestive behavior thing was a slippery slope, and I was on a big slide, like a drunk donkey on ice skates. I was swimming in a sea of fishnets and décolletage, and if I hadn't have loved it all so much, I probably could have just walked away. But I did love it. I loved it like a single man loves cheese, or the way sodium loves chloride, and you just know that can't be good for you. So she had me hypnotically suggest to the girls that maybe their husbands had worn out their respective welcomes. And wouldn't it be a lot more fun if there weren't any more stupid old husbands around anymore anyway? With the husbands gone and the insurance money on the way, the trail to me was still as warm as the black asphalt at high noon. So she hypnotized me and placed the suggestion in my mind as to what would be the easiest way for me to poison all three of my darling little meal tickets.
You know I love to watch.
So she had me do it. But I didn't know I was doing it. The perfect frame. And all for this photograph. A black and white glossy of three dead gold diggers in a worn-out gumshoe. Somehow, she thought that it'd earn her a Pulitzer. And she was right. It also earned me 25 to life. And so she's off scot-free, skipping around like she won something shiny. All for her goddamn Pulitzer. Cold like a stethoscope, baby. Cold like your tongue gets stuck to a pole. The slang for hypnosis is going under. If you ask me, under's only the beginning, baby. It's much, much deeper than under.